have a problem with the vices people choose because, good Lord, I have my own. But when
ad nauseum.
But when you have a voice, and surely you got to have somebody who sit there and goes, I mean, maybe it's a support circle. It's like, look, you are brilliant, but when you're on this, you're fucking lazy. You're taking shortcuts that you don't need to take. Get off that shit so you're not taking...
So
for nothing else, you're not taking those shortcuts.
I really want to get your final say on your opinion of Tusk, being that we're Smith fans for as long as we've been, and being that whatever weed we smoke was a long time ago in our past. I want to get... Was his idea that this was funny and we should have laughed because he was high?
I thought it was technically his strongest film to date. Cinematography, music.
The tone, though.
Production-wise, was brilliant.
I didn't like Jersey Girl. I didn't like Cop Out. I didn't like Clerks 2. I never saw Zack and Miri. To me, this showed a guy who still had that sense of storytelling where, high or not, this is a story. If you listen to that podcast, this is a story that this would be a great movie. And I'm getting energized talking about it. I want to make this movie. And yes, he made missteps. Yes, he made narrative miscalculations. But it was the best thing I had seen from the guy in over a decade. And I'm not done with Kevin Smith. I'll watch what he does next.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? I think he admits to the fact that he turned to weed in the face of critical backlash, and after his movies didn't do
great.
Helped
him deal with Bruce Willis.
His movies never did great, but he always he reclaimed his budget and he surpassed it. And I think if he would give up the weed and focus, he's still got it in him. He's still really good storyteller, and that's what's so frustrating about weed specifically is that when I listen to his podcast, there's moments where you know that he's baked, but there's still that ounce of brilliance there. And I heard it in this. I heard it in this. I knew he was baked, but there was so much funny stuff, and like a weed head who says, "I won't go outside that house. I won't show the outside people."
Oh, I'm going to show up.
But then, typical weed head, you wake up the next day and you forget that, and you go outside the house.
So that tonal shift that you and I completely agree upon, where the minute Depp shows up, and it isn't just Depp, but him and everything that happens in that last 35 minutes, was that a weed smoker thinking this was funny?
I think it was, you got Johnny Depp in your film, you better do some stuff.
But it's not.
Gotta use him.
For me, yeah. It's Depp in the restaurant. It's Depp and Parks in the flashback scene.
No other actor would get that long of a scene, that quirky.
But then it's the Walrus bathing with Parks. Then it's the Walrus fight with Fleetwood Mac playing. That whole all of that combined together.
Yeah.
Was that a pothead?
That was a pothead editing, because he edits his own films.
Yeah.
And he gave all those scenes the length and the weight they got because it was fun to him. And I'd like to see him do something off the weed.
So when I'm alone, I'm not alone then. And when there's the Walrus fight and Parks is in the suit and they're bashing each other and Fleetwood Mac is playing,
it's ridiculous.
I had the reaction correct that like I'm not laughing, I'm not horrified, I'm just what in God's holy name am I watching? What the fuck is going on?
This is grown men high getting to play with really expensive toys.
Okay,
actors, effects, everything, and it ruined what could have been a really cool, just simple horror movie.
So you agreed with me then that up until Depp, that first hour, it was pretty serious. It was going all right.
I was in it,
even though you've seen the Walrus.
And his goal of a more accessible Human Centipede was he got it because he had a great actor in Michael Parks.
Did you see Human Centipede?
No, I did not.
Anybody here see Human Centipede?
No. I'm a horror guy and I have no interest in seeing people sewn to their face to assholes.
Don't do it.
No. Okay, well. I think we all love Smith. I think we all...
Snoochie Boochies.
Snoochie Boochies. I think this is a weird stance. God forbid the Tuesday Night Cigar Club tells you how to run your life.
Oh, shit.
Jesus, man. I mean, who are we to cast the stone at anybody?
Another round.
That's our theme song. Bring another round.